internet of value at Ripple, we're thinking much bigger than just cross-border payments. It's kind of like Amazon with rare books in the early days, just this market happens to be a $10 trillion market.
We are at a historic turning point.
Said in the past that you are doing for money what email did for communication.
Moving the whole revolution forward.
Take on it.
There's trillions of dollars parked around the world. XRP.
Is there a possibility that Ripple could take over Swift one day?
Well,
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of 24 Hours Crypto. Let's get right into today's video. Arthur Britto told us years ago, in 2013 to be exact, that $100 XRP is very much achievable. And you're probably wondering, what are you talking about? I'm going to get into the Reddit threads. You're going to see it, and it's going to be hard really not to believe it. MasterCard, remember we talked about it in yesterday's episode where they came out and said that they've been preparing for over the years for digital assets, that they've worked across crypto and traditional finance ecosystems to explore how stablecoins can complement and enhance existing payment systems. And then you have David Sachs, a part of the PayPal mafia, okay, a Stanford University attendee, and we know Stanford goes deep and has lots of ties with Ripple. He says this yesterday about introducing a new revolutionary payment system.
Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system,
And you got to be completely uneducated to like the lowest level for you not to know by now that Ripple is the #1 leading payment system on this planet. And that is just based off of facts. And I made a tweet yesterday saying you either buy XRP at $3.35 or you buy it at $100. It's your choice. $100 XRP, 100%. Things are going to drastically start moving up. Now, the value of XRP is at $3.42. We are seeing a little bit of a cool off from what we know of a very, very bullish last couple of days. Nothing but green. All we saw was green candles. But the most important part of this video is what two people said. That is one MasterCard VP. Listen to what he says here. This was like 3 years ago, and I've told you guys Ripple and MasterCard have been working in silence for a very long time, and they know there's going to be a winning currency here, and XRP is that one.
Are they ready to accept or facilitate a transaction in this new type of currency, whatever this currency is going to be in the future? Right? Are they ready to accept or facilitate a transaction in this new type of currency, whatever this currency is going to be in the future? Right?
And even when you go on Ripple's website and you read what they say, the only major layer 1 blockchain that's built for business and designed specifically to power finance use cases and applications at scale, powerful enough to bootstrap a new economy. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, words mean things. And in the fact that they're saying powerful enough to bootstrap a new economy, insanity, an economy valued in the trillions. But let's talk about this. Take a look at this on your screenshot. This is back from 2013, okay? And remember, when Arthur came back, XRP didn't moon. It mooned after. So are you going to sit there and are you going to tell me that Arthur didn't know what was coming up on the horizon? Like, really? You think him coming back now and we hit all-time highs now, a month later, is a coincidence? Oh my goodness, you guys are in for a wild, wild ride. Okay, so let's take a look at this. He said this back in 2013. Because if you remembered this, you already know what's coming for XRP. You already understand how $100 XRP is 100% possible. So let's rewind. In 2013, over a decade ago, Arthur was asked a simple question. If XRP is destroyed with every transaction and the total supply is fixed, won't we run out of XRP someday? Sounds like a reasonable question, a reasonable concern. And here's Arthur's answer. People lose XRP by thousands, lost passwords, and other errors. The loss due to transaction fees is insignificant. XRP is divisible to 6 digits, and that can be increased to more digits. The world needs to not worry about running out of XRP. is what he said. Did you catch that? XRP is divisible to 6 decimal places, and that number can be increased if needed. That one sentence is the blueprint for $100, $500, and potentially even $1,000 XRP in the future without needing to print a single extra coin. Let me show you what that means, okay? So take a look at this. So 1 XRP would be $100. Half an XRP would be $50. 0.1 XRP would be $10. 0.01 XRP would be $1. And 0.001 XRP would be 10 cents. Okay? This is important because remember when Bitcoin first came out, 1 Bitcoin was $1. You could have got half a Bitcoin for 50 cents. The same scenario is going to play out here, but this asset is going to power the new economy, which is just insane. So you don't need to hold a full XRP. The network was engineered for a future where fractional ownership is the normal, just like Bitcoin today. But here's the kicker. Why would XRP need 6 decimal places of divisibility? Because it wasn't made for just random, day-to-day use cases. It was made to move value at scale across nations, across banks, across high-frequency machines, AI systems, tokenized treasuries, all of that. This is a precision-grade liquidity.
The tremendous liquidity we have in the world that is sitting idle.
For Ripple, we use this digital asset called XRP to settle liquidity needs between banks. So today there's $27 trillion parked at different banks around the world so they can make payments between each other.
The tremendous liquidity we have in the world that is sitting idle.
Second one is more complicated. It has to do with liquidity. So imagine that you have a pair of currencies for which there is not a complementary demand. You need to go and search for a third-party currency in order to make this settlement actually happen. And this really complicates things. So we need to put pieces of technology that can make more efficiency this use of liquidity so that more transactions can be settled.
So it just passes through that currency for that period of time.
This is an asset level scalability, pretty much the engine. I cannot stress that enough, ladies and gentlemen. Remember a couple weeks ago when XRP was nowhere near $3.42, and I'm saying, hey guys, remember I was going crazy back in November when XRP was at 50 cents saying, listen, you gotta hurry up, you're running out of time. And then a couple weeks ago, before this big major move happened, I've been telling you guys, listen, I'm not out here trying to create hype for no reason. There is a big move coming. And now this next big move is going to happen this year, and it's going to it's going to be impossible to accumulate large scales of XRP unless you're already wealthy. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, get in. Do not hesitate on anything. If you have, money sitting in bank accounts, savings, TFSAs, get that out. You're not going to make anything compared to what you're going to make into this crypto ecosystem. 99% of the people do not understand that the price per XRP only increases as global volume moves in. Because remember, you don't move $50 billion worth of tokenized bonds through an asset class that's worth about $200 billion, right? It's just not going to work. You need velocity, you need certainty, and you need depth. And the only way to get through a scarce, divisible, and liquid asset that scales with demand, and that's XRP. Arthur Britto has said so little over the years, but every time he said something, it's all playing out. And the fact that he's back now on Twitter, you guys should, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but just understand that we XRP holders didn't buy XRP, to get rich quick. This is not a get rich quick scheme. We knew that this was designed to be the invisible bridge behind the next financial system. And once it starts scaling to its true potential, it won't be about whether XRP can hit $100, okay? It's whether if your average person should even consider buying XRP at $100. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But just think about that for a second, right? When Arthur Britto was here, nothing happened. The price was still dirt cheap. And then Arthur Britto comes, we hit all-time highs. The Genius Act gets passed. PayPal Mafia comes out saying they're going to create a new payment. They have a new, brand new payment system. And it's all unfolding. Everything that we have said on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, has been 100% accurate. And now we just let the prices fill in everything else. I'll give you guys a quick update on my trades. You know, we have generational bottoms right now. We have a Chainlink, recently opened one for Chainlink that is up 63%. We have a lot of trades open. We're going to be doing our lives, okay? But if you guys are looking for a generational bottom, because these markets are going to completely kaboom, okay? Take advantage of the deposit bonuses. The links are in the description down below for Bitunex and also TOOBIT. We are leveraging both of these. We have 2 copy trades going on right now. One's actually up 42%, but we do have 2 XRP trades open. We have a Binance BNB coin open. We have Hedera trade open, which we all did all of these live. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll be back with another video.
But I think the idea of buying and holding forever and not trying to make adjustments requires that you've gotten it right in the first place. That you can only hold tight if you've bought right, if you will. And that is to say, have an asset allocation that has something to do with how many years you have to accumulate money, how much resources you have at stake, how much income you need, and how much courage you have to ride out the peregrinations of the market.
They told us dream small, but we had the stars in mind. While they chased hype, we studied time. In the noise we found the signal. Brad knew just what to do. Now XRP hums like jazz, running smooth and true. Money's changing, systems bend, ripple flow into the end. Truth is quiet, bold and deep. We salute the ones who lose no sleep. Salute to the minds that built this chain. Salute, salute through the trials, through the pain. Salute, salute to the calm, to the wise. Salute 100 in our eyes. Bitcoin maxis yell on stage, stuck in loops they call belief, while XRPL just clears the way. No delay, no grief. They hoard coins like dusty gold, but we got utility in every fold. The future ain't loud, it's steady breathing. Real ones know what's worth believing. It ain't hype, it's code and soul. We salute the ones who see the whole. Salute to the builders, to the flow. Salute, salute where the real ones choose to go. Salute, salute to the heart, to the plan. Salute, XRP will lead the land. Value don't lie, and truth don't shake. Let the whole world break, we remake. Strategic reserve, written in stars. XRP gonna take us far. So here's to the signal, clear and bright. To the dreamers who held on tight. No matter the storm, no matter the fight. Salute, we rise with the light.
RippleNet with the thesis that crypto liquidity would eventually be able to support robust global payments, large payments. RippleNet was designed so that customers seeing the benefits of our fiat-based network could flip the switch to ODL once the market was mature enough. And this is exactly what's happening. Flip the switch. I think what we're building has, it's solving a real problem. And I think all of the tokens, my advice to anybody would be, understand the utility. If there's real utility and there's real value being delivered to a real customer, there will be value in the token.